everybody, Michael Tiny Saul. Today is March 28th, 2011, and tonight's video will be reviewing the watch list that we did yesterday for this coming week. Feel free to contact me at tinymjs@gmail.com. Comments, criticisms, anything else you'd like to email me about. The YouTube channel that you are probably watching this video on is youtube.com/tinymjs. And my blog can be viewed at tinystmv.blogspot.com. Cree Inc. Nice impulse last Wednesday, and 3 kind of lame up days. Didn't even take out the body of this candle, never mind. I'm moving to the gap. So we're going to be watching the low of Monday for a short side trigger with the high of Monday for a stop. Add a couple of cents on the top and take a couple of cents off on the bottom. MetaFast. Okay, MetaFast did not reverse at the 20 EMA, even though, it looks like it broke the low of Friday. I was pretty clear in the video that I wanted to see it test the 20. It did not, so that one is still on hold. Prudential from last week had an okay day, down 0.84%. I'm still watching for this low to be taken out here. If 60.15 gets taken out, I'd be moving stops to break even. Google fired off, broke the low of the inside candle from Friday and kind of nosedived into the end of the day, which was nice. So didn't quite get to the 10-day moving average, but no reason to really take a lot of risk from here. The trigger was 579.23, and so you're talking about almost 4 points here. So I would be putting stops at break even, and I'd be looking to take a piece off if that 10-day moving average was to be tested. Monsanto, okay, it's a small little trigger. Watching the 20 EMA to move stops to break even on that one. Research in Motion was a loser today. It broke the 200-day moving average. You could call it 56.42, but technically, it was around that, so that's fine. We'll call it that. Maybe we'll even give it a penny, 56.43, and you could see on the 5-minute chart, we did break it and then remount it, and then we did remount it. So not really too happy with that one, but it was a small loss because it wound up coming back down and testing right here, taking out the low of the break. So overall, it was a little bit of a loss, but came to about, let's see, 55.90. If you're using a penny below, so you're talking about 50 cents, if I'm correct. Yeah, so that's not that big of a loss on, obviously, on a stock with this volatility. But that's fine. Nothing wrong with trying that trade, and especially with a 50-cent risk, because if it remounted and decided to pop, this had a couple of dollar potential in it. Okay, SLV, no trigger. We wanted. I said I'd give this a little bit more time. Wound up gapping down and then closing higher from the open, but still down on the session, so still waiting on that one. Sia's holding. Okay, Sia's holding, fired off. Okay, the low, the entry was like 79.14 because I don't like to stay on nickels. So we want to watch. If Monday's lows are breached, I'd be moving stops right to break even on that one. CMI. Okay, CMI no trigger. Right, the low is 104.07, so 104.06 trigger did not trigger. Rockwell Automation, we're going to give that. We said we were going to give that another couple of days, so nothing here. Still on the watch list, but nothing actionable. APKT, okay, APKT did it trigger low? Yes, it triggered. Okay, so this one triggered and stopped. It appears. The trigger, even though I did say it was a half size, so you got to be careful with this one. This one, I was talking that I didn't like it being so short, only a couple of days. You can go back and watch the video. So this was half size. So this was, let's see, 67.29 with a 69.61 stop out with half size. So not really a great trade, but because of the reduced risk, it shouldn't have hurt that bad. FFIV, okay, started to come out of this little pattern. I had said that I wanted to wait a little bit on this, and I still think that was the proper way to view it, although it would have been up $1 and change already on the first day. But still watching this one. Want to see maybe this one churns a little bit and then sets up for another move down. So we got to watch that one. UIS. triggered nicely. 32.09. It went to close just off its lows. Stops would be break even here. And let's see if this one can continue down. The first target would be 31.15. I'd be watching that, not really to take profits. I'd probably watch this gap here. Let's see, the gap is 31.26 and the close is 30.97. So I'd be watching 30.98, 30.99 as, you know, just a little break of 31 as a place to take some profits. Hess, okay, opened up higher, pushed a little higher, then gave it up. So this one is probably stopped out here for a gain if you were trailing stops. Rig, the same thing. Okay, Rig, don't know if this one, got back up or not. I mean, it wound up trading a little bit lower, about 28 cents lower than Friday, but it got a little bounce here, so this may have been a break-even stop on that one. OIH did okay for a first day. 160, 97 was the entry, and it went as high as 164.11. So this one was not a bad mover. And then ARLP. Okay, ARLP, the high was 83, and the stock opened right at the high. I mean, this one's a tough one. If you took it, great, but if not, I understand because it gapped up. But this one I would really be careful on because the market wound up selling off. And I don't like to, when I'm doing these individual stocks, I don't like to speak of them in context of the overall market. And what I mean by that is, I know I'm layering off the explanation here, but ARLP, that setup, in my opinion, is totally independent of what the market's doing. Okay, the market doesn't look anything like ARLP, so you can't say, it goes with the market, right? Like last week we talked about IBM, and we put that off the list once it popped above the 50-day, but I made a comment that IBM usually moves with the market, so we want to see what the market does. But with ARLP, right now it's on its own little mission here. So I would just be watching this one here. If it popped high and wound up breaking out above this high, I would be really moving stops tightly. And there's no reason why you can't manage this intraday. If it gets a gap up or closes above where it opened, there's no reason why you can't move stops to break even. So a couple, RIM was a small stop, and the what was the other one? The APKT was a half size small stop. So those two weren't so bad, and a couple gainers. And let's see how the rest of this week pans out with these. And more than likely, I'll be looking to add some on Tuesday and or Wednesday. Okay, have a great rest of the trading week. I'll talk to everybody with another updated watch list tomorrow.